Hi, fifth graders, it's Mrs. Strom. The art room sure does look a little different today. Oh, that's because I'm at home. So this is my office. I got a pretty picture back here. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna continue a little bit of that op art. I know we were working on pop art, but we're gonna have to hold off on that part of it and hold off on the printing. So we'll just do the op art part of it. But if you do remember, op art sounds a lot like pop art, but they're two different things. So pop art, remember we were talking about Andy Warhol and his Campbell soup can. It's all about creating artwork with the subject of popular items, things that are kind of ordinary and everybody knows about them. Op art sounds like pop art, but it's very different. Op art is about where the subject is creating an optical illusion. So we looked at a couple of different artists. One of the artists that we looked at was Victor Vasarely. There he is with standing next to his artwork. He was a Hungarian-French artist who was born in 1906 and died in 1997, but he's really famous for his op art. He created his op art using bending lines and shapes, and that's what we're going to work on today. Okay, so what you need is some paper, pencil, a straight edge, like a ruler, but if you don't have a ruler, you can just use a folded piece of paper. That's what I'm doing. If you have some things that are circles, like lids or any cups, things like that, you can use that if you're not very great at drawing circles. And any coloring supplies you might have, color media, such as crayons, markers, paint, whatever, things like that. But if you don't have any of those supplies, then you can just enjoy watching me do this and learn from what I'm doing, and hopefully you'll get some supplies where you can try to do this on your own. All right, so let's take a look. All right, so we're going to start off with some circles. You're going to just place them separate from each other. You don't want them overlapping or touching. And if you think that this is going to be difficult and you want to just do one circle, that's totally fine. So start off with one, hold it steady, and then trace around it. Boom. Not so bad. All right, so then the next thing you want to do, oh, sorry, if you guys haven't noticed, I'm drawing upside down because my camera is upside down. So just bear with me. All right, so I'm going to draw a straight line down. If you're not great with straight lines, use a straight edge. I'm using a piece of cardstock paper that I folded in half. So you can just use that too if you want, if you don't have a ruler. Just anything that has a straight edge is fine. All right, so then you're going to draw a curve line. So don't start here at the top, start over here somewhere. And then you're going to curve that line like that. You're going to do the same thing on this side. Try to keep it equally spaced. All right, you're going to repeat that step on this. And the more lines you have, the more spherical it'll look, but the more difficult it will be. So I'll make this one my more difficult one. So I'm going to draw another line here. And again, they're just curved lines that are curving in. And this one's not so great. Let me try this one again. Remember that if you're drawing with the pencil, draw lightly. So that way, if you do make a mistake like I did, you can erase it. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay. So once you have that, then you're going to kind of flip it just 90 degrees, and then you're going to do the same thing. So draw a line down. Try to draw it as straight as you can. And then curve line. But remember, don't let it touch the ends here. The more lines you do, the more difficult it becomes. So think about that. All right. So once you have that, now we're going to draw a whole bunch of straight lines on the outside part of it. So I'm going to match up this straight line. I'm just going to let that extend. Okay. So the next straight line is going to start on this end. Go points down. And this one goes up. It should connect here and it goes into a curve. So same thing here. Line up your points. Here's a point, here's a point. Draw a straight line on the outside of the circle. Straight line on the outside of the circle. Point here, point here. Like that. And then you're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. So here's a point, and here's a point. So line those up with your straight edge. Flip this around so it's easier for me. Here's a point, here's a point. Connect that. Point, point. And so on and so on. You see why it's more difficult if you have more curves. All right. Oops, forgot this one. If I'm going too fast for you, you can slow down the video. All right, so now I go this way. This is where it gets tricky. Because I have another circle in the way. All right. So just focus on one circle at a time. Okay, so this one's done. Now I got to focus on this one. All right, so I'm done with all of that, and now I just have to fill in the rest of it. So hopefully it's starting to look a little bit like there are these spheres that are coming out of a flat surface. Is the goal here. All right. Like I said, if this is really difficult, then try just doing it with one circle. If you want to make yourself have a challenge, then do it with 2 circles. And then once you're done with all of your lines, you can start adding color. I'm going to challenge you to try to create a checkerboard pattern, if you can. I'm using color pencil here. If you see, I'm just moving diagonally. Like that. I'm also tracing the space before I color it in to help define it. All right, so I would love to see what you guys create. You guys can upload your videos to Seesaw through ClassLink, and make sure when you are on Seesaw through ClassLink that you click on your name so you can see the drop down. And once you see the drop down, there should be a folder that says 5th grade art or visual art, and should have my name on there too. And just upload there, and then I'll be able to see it and give you some feedback on it if you like. And then that is all. So if you guys need me or have any questions, just email me or upload your picture first of all so I can help you, so I can see it. All right, so I'm going to continue working on this. You continue working on yours, and I will see you next time. So hopefully we'll be able to get back to working on our printmaking, but if not, we'll just work on something else next week. Okay, bye guys.